How is everybody doing? Going live. Going live. Going live. I wanted to go live a little bit early. I'm going to wait for somebody to show up. Maybe just one person would be good enough. Actually, I can go live and just do my regular video. It's just amazing, and maybe just amazing for me because I see it, because I do it. Can you imagine something you've never done before? Yes, you can. Can you imagine the effects of something you've never done before? Yes, you can. But can you feel the effects of someone who has done it before? Can you feel that actual, what is his name? Alan McKenna? Albert Einstein? Look up what they've done. Look up their successes. Look up how they achieved and arrived where they have. So what I'm going to best do in here, and I'm going to go slowly, and I do jump all over the place because my concept of recreating everything that's ever been created and finding reason, logical understanding and reason, but only to have that reason on a certain level for now, like blackjack. It's 21. This is the 21st year of the metric ton. A metric ton is 2,200, 2.20462. We're in the year 2020. In the year 2020, it is vision. It is Earth, the one eye. In 2021, that will be the DNA, the sun. That will be the minion that comes together. 10, 5, and 5. So you notice I got fingers and I got valleys, and then I got a whole place to live in between when we put these thumbs together. If we overlap the thumbs, keeping strength, you notice I have to overlap the thumbs to do this. What does this tell me? I don't know. And only one can be in the inside. So should they be beside each other, making it more flooring than there is roof? So there's going to be a tilt in this way. You notice there's going to be 3 tilts in here. If I put it this way, it gives you one reality. And how far up can I go with that finger without putting the thumb down? Can I go higher without pushing the thumb down? Look at that. Automatically the spade comes in. Should I make the spade this way, showing the stand as there's an area space? And this is what I call the delta angle, the 10 angle. 2 worlds come together, or one world opens up. I don't know how it's going to be set. I have to understand it. The answers are not far away from the gearing of the E-worlds. And if you talk about the E-world and gearing, and you must put 2 together. To create 1, you need 2. In many instances, I don't even know how to explain that. But to create one jointer in a puzzle, you take 2 pieces, 1 and 1, and you put the 2 pieces together, 1 and 1. And what was 2 pieces is now 1 piece because it was put together. So I'm going to show you just a tiny little bit. And like I said, I'm going to be going all over the place because for me, okay, the primary thing for me is not coming out here and doing videos. But when I do come out and do videos, and somebody might see something that connects with them and that they understand somewhere in the world, whether it's mathematically or geometrically, whatever it is, okay, that means I'm one step up. I've shared something, somebody learned something, we've advanced. Doesn't matter the smallest, how small you advance. One thing about science is full of destruction until you create. So here's the 1, 2. I have, don't look at the red one. Don't look at X marks the spot. Look at the first one and look at the second one. There are 2. The third one, or what you would say is A, B, C, is in the center and joining both C and A through B. But the actual joint is not coming across, but it's when it's mixed and they come down through the mixer, down into here. You see where the point is over here? It takes from up here. B takes from up here. B takes from up here. Now, I could have turned these sideways. You know, I could have turned it sideways. I didn't have to do it this way. And I'm going to have to take a look at what the changes of doing it this way. This goes from east to west. These angles show that what is above is below, is above is below. You see the N letter that comes in here? The joint of this will create the N letter, joining the centers of both. I don't know what it actually is supposed to say, what it could say, but in here, the 1 and 3, and we're going to do this one more time. I'm trying to understand. I wish I can just come out here and explain it just flat out, but I'm not. So here's the third one. And then we're going to go and connect this one. So both 1 connects to 2 connected to 1. So now that I put on the word ED to this, the E is the 5th letter, the D is the 4th letter. When you add up 1 through 5, which is E, it equals to 15. When you add up 1 through 4, it equals to 10. The difference is the E world, the in-between. E is in between everything because it's a 0.5. That is the E world. It is a 0.5. Is it a 1.5? It is a 2.5. It is a 3.5. It is a 4.5. And it is a 5.5. Is it a 6.5? And at what point can it be 6.5? The only way to get a 6.5 is between 6 and 7 is the only way. It does not show up on the cube. So how do we get it? I will have to look into it. Here is my cube, 21. Should I be counting the original 0.5 in between? The original 0.5 in between shows up on the cube. Just let me adjust this focus here. The original 0.5 shows up on the cube, okay? In between 3 and 4, this is where the 0.5 shows up. Between the 2 and the 5, it's 1.5. Okay, between the 1 and the 6, it's 2.5. So everything stops at 2.5 on the cube. This is for another discussion, but this is the absolute. Looks all crissy-crossy, right? 3.5 in between 3 and 4 is 5. So here is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now only my, how can I do this? Can I make a small one inside? Right? Only my inside over here, my inside over here, my connection. And when I create this connection inside, I'm not sure if you can see, it only has a single line going across over here from the center. So that's the furthest you can go. What that means, this is one part of one. Well, let me see what it is. This is, I have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 16. There will be 16 of these little pieces if I needed to do it in here. 16. That's the half-life. That's when the cube turns onto the side, but I'm not telling you anything. What is 16? What can I do with 16? You can do so many things with 16. You can go 16 like this, like bookends. No, I didn't say DNA. I didn't say that. I said ends, not DNA. Although that the A, which is in the 5 position, which is noted as the 1 dot, okay, is surrounded by 8 voids, 8 voided dots that are not there, but we can only count them as 6 because of the rules of the game. So we're either starting at 6 or we're starting at 1, 2 different bookends. You're first away from 6 or you're first away from 1. Let's say you can do anything you want with that. DNA 19, END 23, 4204. passage over here. Venus, 10, 10 Venus. Why? It's 10 on the left, 10 on the right, and then 10 in the center. These two connect together, 20. These two connect together, 20. If I turn on two lights from this switch, I'll get the even amount of light. What is in between comes together below. When you mix something, they change position. So what you're going to mix is when you mix these two, they come out into this position. If I was looking at it on this calculator, I'm not sure what it's going to be. I didn't want to do the artwork this way. I'm going to have to just take a look at something and see what the other result is. If I created it this way, if I created it this way, the B would be over here. That would be B, A, B, C. But they're rectangular, so I can't do that, right? See the way they turn out rectangular? Now, in roulette, my numbers are rectangular. So I'm asking myself questions. Was everything changed? Because in roulette, this is the great size of the numbers, but over here, there is no numbers. So something is wrong, right? No, but the numbers will continue. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. There are 4 areas here total, but the areas overblocked. There's supposed to be 36 squares in here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 27 only because of the overlapping. So I'm trying to understand when my numbers reduce or increase, what is happening. So in this mathematical equation that happens to work out, I got lucky, equals to 18, and 3 plus 6 equals to 0, 9, equals to a total of 27. And this equation, this design, will fit this pattern. Now there's 4 in here. What if I just did 3? If I did 3 areas, it would be 1, 2. Here would be my first area. Here would be my first area, here would end. And then my second area would end here. You see, the first one will start at a full 3. But after that, it'll be 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then it'll be 3 again when you end. Right. No, it'll always, yes, it'll be 2 again. It'll be 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. And that's for the overlapping. So these are 4 numbers. So what if I just did 3? Like I said, I came on here to understand certain things for myself. I'm doing areas of 3. I'm doing areas of 1, 2, 3. So if I did just A and B, this is what it would look like. I would get 1 strip down the center. If I did A, B, C, I would end here. It's 2, 1, 2. Here it's 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. This is A, B, C. Now the last one is going to be A, B, C, D. A. Now we got to do 1,000. We got to do it all around. We got to even come into this corner. We have to understand the complete design and what's going on with these squares. These are my cells. So now we're going to go on to A, B, C, D. Now, if you're a little lost, just to explain to you that here is my first set of 3 by 3. And here is my last set of 3 by 3. Also note that first and last have something in common. First of all, this one will be included in the sun, and this one's going to be included in Venus. These are my angels, and this is of the past 66. Because in French, these letters, D and E, when they come together, they represent this. This is going to be my birth. And the reason for that is the mathematics of the 5 times 4 and the 5 plus 4 equals to a total of 29. But they will be my freedom pass because from where they arrive from and what is first and last is on this cube, and where they arrive is from first to last. So what happens here? This is the addition, this is a subtraction, and this is the total. From the freedom and the birth, and I always call this the Venus birth. Maybe I should do something different. I can change that up, and I will for a minute right now. But the total of these two equals to 84. 84 or 48. And now Pluto, the base of these words, will equal to these numbers. Now, when Jesus was at the temple of Bethlehem or wherever he was, and they were all selling and buying things, he screamed out. This will create a division between day and night, buying and selling. What is going on? There's more words. There's more stories in this. And each one of these are representing Venus angels. Sorry, not this one. This one here is this one's standard death on cell. We're going to have to put that to the test at 108. 108 or 27 and 27 and 27 and 27. 54. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 108. It's actually 80 and 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 80 and 28. So this is telling me the cycle of the moon, 28. It is also telling me about the word man. There are many others. It is telling me about the divided heaven because you're using 2 Pluto and 2 is divided. 2 is divided. It's telling me that there is a one center, the one center shared by all. The value of 1 is now going to get a value of 8 plus itself that shares. 1 shares to all from 8. But only shares into 6 because it comes from 2. What is above is below. What is above is below. Expression, what does it really mean? So 40 makes 80. This is going to represent the divided house. In order to get this number in French, and I work with French and English, I'll throw a little bit of Spanish and all the other languages in there, but my basic of everything is inside of French and English. I count this also. So in French, it tells me 80 will tell me 4 times 20. 4 times 20, 3 and 7 is 10, 1 and 9 is 10. That's 20. 2, 4, 8, and 6, that's 20. That's 20, 20. So this is one piece and part of an equation. The plus sign is showing me the 4 area houses divided between the lines. The minus sign is showing me that when you do the artwork, you can see that when these two overlap by only 1 square, the only thing that shows up between them is a little jagged line, and that is the minus sign. Your plus sign will also come through the divided house if you put the plus sign over here, which is always going to be on these lines. This is my story. And this, okay, is also going to tell me that it is, you can't do it like that. It's not possible. How can you do that and get that? One of the ways is to create 2 X's and draw the dot in the center. So you're dividing above and below. And it's a question. And when you do this, you can automatically draw a line and bring it back together again by dividing it up. But you're connecting now the 2 worlds, 10, 10. You connect 10 and 10, and it creates half that world. The other way to do it, okay, which I never can see, is to do it this way. Because you're obligated to put that dot on side of that over here, here, and here. The dot will automatically represent the heavens, so you have 2 divided heavens. And the reason for that is when you play the game of roulette, it'll give you the payout odds of 8 to 1, which is 8 plus the 1 you are, and 8 plus the 1 you are. 8 and 1, 8 and 1. 99, Jupiter 13, 2 words that go at 99. Just give me a second. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to be taking just a 2-minute break, if you don't mind. Commercial break, no commercials. It's so interconnected, all these numbers. It's just fantastic. And maybe I'll leave you with something that that I'm going to go. This is a book. I took a picture of a book, and I had done a crop circle in two completely wait, let me see if I can get myself there. Let me see. Can I get myself? Hold on a second. Where's the camera? Anyways, this was a book that I took a picture of, let's say in March. And then in October, I drew a crop circle. I overdrew a crop circle. And somehow the Google came in and put my book underneath the crop circle. And you can see the 4 gems, one in each corner, just like in the deck of cards. And this book had gems on it, and the gems marked the dates 5775. Just give me a second. I'm just going to go to get something to drink. And the cat, you want to go outside? I decided to warm up my coffee instead. I draw designs through obligations. I'm never sure what's going to show up. This happens to be from the movie Reboot. And the black, if you see the tulip, okay, in the eye that's missing, it is open and it is closed. If you draw a straight line down through the black tulip down, or you draw lines from the eye, whichever way you want. Another thing about this piece is, I'm not sure if you can see it. How can I explain this? Let me see if I can split my screen. No, I can't. Okay, that if you draw, look at the design and try to see it. The minute you have angles, let me get rid of the design for now. Just the minute you have angles, that is angles is slope. Angles is distance. It's not a triangle. It's a triangle, but it's distance. All shapes are showing distance, are showing dimension for me, because that's what I see. Do you see it? I don't know. For those who don't know what my apartment looks like, basically, if you run around my apartment taking pictures, you will see absolutely something like that. So the other thing is the Tesla. They're all looking at the numbers, but they can't figure out in one of the Tesla art, in one of the Tesla pieces. I have to find this thing on Tesla and show you this. I know I'm all over the place, but that's okay. I'm a one-man marching band marching down the road trying to look for my load. Let me see. Here's another thing about the Tesla. Let me see if I can get this copy. Add to overlay. No, let me find something. I'm looking for something. Okay, let me show you this. I'm not sure if you can see to the left and to the right at the bottom, it looks like there's a child, a little boy and a little girl, and then grows up and gets ahead. And this is a design that is an obligation through the roulette table. And part of the design has just shown me something that is connected to the binary code, in which I'm going to try and see if I can show you this in Paint. Now, it's really horribly done, really, really horribly done. So I'm going to show it to you. And I don't know what it's going to do yet. I don't have it straight, but I'm going to touch them here. Then I'm going to bring them together, right? And are they two eyes? You know, what is coming together? Is there a stop sign? And you notice that this part of the stop sign, right? Just to let you know that this part of the stop sign is occupied by the pole that holds the sign. Sometimes they can have it this way, the pole holding the sign, and sometimes this way. They rarely have the pole this way. You ever see a stop sign with a pole going down this way? No, it's this way. So when I mention that we don't have, we may have 8, you know, we may have 8 that surrounds 1, but the pole is occupying that area of space. Secondly, if there was a pole straight through it, there's so many intricate things happening to create the planet we live. So where is this? Well, this is sorry, not binary. This is Fibonacci, 1 and 1. But the question about the first one, I don't believe should be in this equation. I really don't. Maybe it should, maybe it shouldn't. But if it is in this equation, okay, then this whole row here should be eliminated. And the reason for that elimination, okay, even though the 4th is supposed to be eliminated, I'm just going to show you that. And the reason for that is because if we're starting over here, if we're starting here and God creates, God has to come over here. He has to be here and here. So he goes here for his information, and he brings his information here, and he has a lien. He connects into this world. So we're also showing that in this 0, okay, which has a full value, has no value at all other than the value partaking from A and C and E. Because once you get to F, okay, F is the polarity of A. So if you're going to be counting, you're going to be counting A, B, C, D, E, and you're going to stop. And then you're going to go B, C, D, E, F, and then you're going to stop. Because they connect here. And these are off the board. So if you're coming into your creation on the board, you're going to go 1 with 1 here, and then you're going to create B, and then you're going to create C, and then you're going to create E. E ends up in the D area. Hold on a second. I just, somehow my phone rang, or it didn't ring, or it's next to me. Just give me a second. I have to check this. Okay, so it ends up in the D area. And why is it the D area? Because I don't know. But for me, what I learned in life, I needed to learn the basics in life. This is what they call a number lock, to lock what they call numbers. I guess I see numbers here, and I traded my numbers for dots, and I traded my dots for the alphabet. So now I got the whole alphabet right here. I've got from A, B, C, which is 3 corners, right? The 3 corners. You need 3. To make a pyramid, you need 3. You need automatically 3. Even though 3 will create 6, you automatically need 3 because that's 2. You have this side here and this side here. What about that side here and that side here? That's the cutting edge. So for me, you know, every piece of artwork is going to say something if you can read it, if you can just understand. But we need to go to the dead basic. And to me, the square paper is the dead basic. So here's your ABC. So you're going to count from A to U, from 1 to 21. ABC, 1, 2, 3. 1 to 21, 2, 3, 1. When you add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 21, it's 2, 3, 1. So what you're counting is in between 2 and 20. That's what you're counting. You're going to take off 22 from this, and this will be 209. That's your, just 1 second, I had something under my foot. Okay, that is your 209. I do not know what the 209 means. I'm thinking of once you have this, you automatically add 6 equals to 215. Now that I know is the E-world cube. Now that I know, okay, when I add up 1 to 15, it equals, this will equal to a total of 119. If you add up 2 over to 15, it equals to 119. Plus the missing 1 equals to 120. It is 1 cycle in 20. It is the heart. It is the basic heart. 1 cycle in 20. 1 and 9, 3 and 7. But that's the 1 cycle. The 2 cycle in 20, for what I understand, the 2 cycle in 20 is 2, 4, 6, 8. That's the 2 cycle in 20, and this is the 1 cycle in 20. And when they come together, the 1 and 2 cycle in 20, you end up with that. And that's the 1 cycle in 20 with the 2 cycle in 20. Right? And then you can add on the 5 plus 5 equals to 225. And that is going to be right over here. That is where the 225 shows up. That is where life shows up. This says sun. This says sun. These are the orange ball and pull, the 13 and the 5. It is the 5 and the 1 and 3, 4. It is number 13 representing wow, where was I? Where was I? I'm looking on the screen, right. The word sun, S-U-N, this is the 19th letter in the alphabet. But it is also noted 1 plus 9 equals to 10, 1 plus 0 equals to 1. The U is the 21st letter in the alphabet. 2 plus 1, 3. This one had to move 2 levels. If it moved 2 levels, it means it comes from the divided house. 19, when you multiply 19 by 19, all in itself into the quarter world surpasses 360 and reconnects at 360 plus 1. And that is your 19 by 19, and 19 and 19 equals to 38 plus equals to 399, which means standard creation in 99. Jupiter and 13. We also have to understand that if it can be done and it can be understood both ways, then it goes both ways. There's also stuff on here that looks like that, those same what do you call it? Significations. Where are they? Over here is one of them. Over here's another one. No, this is a straight line. Commas, where they're also used is when you separate your 3 zeros and you separate them here and you keep 3 of them together. And then you put a dot, then you put 2 numbers together. So we have to understand relationships where it's all being used. Can we go to the minus side or to the owing? Do we go to the other side of the dot when we're owing, or it's a part sum of? We'll get into that another time. I want to see where I am. Where am I? Where am I? We did this word with ed when I spoke about connected. You remember that? That's how it all started. I talked about ed. And that is the word where of comes in. O and F comes in. Did I write OF? And that is the 15th and the 6th letter, equaling to 21, equaling to the cube. Anytime you have 15, it's a 15-minute intermission. In Earth, mission to you is one thing, but is the SIM card that comes from Mars and it divides. When O and N come together, this is pi. This is when everything gets divided over here. Pi is everything to do with 3 and 7. We're going to work on number 3. 7 is the gateway result. 313, 313. And that reality of 3, okay, when it equates, okay, we only have to equate this way. And I'm going to get back to why I removed these numbers before, because it started from the other side. 3 times 1, 3 times 4, 3 times 7, 3 times 2, 3 times 5, 3 times 8. And there's your answer, 333 and 666. Those are your 2 answers. So now we have 3, 6, and 9 comes from a combination of. And where does it come from? And how is it created in dots? When understanding from games, professional games where serious money and money talks. And if money's talking and the word is God, then I'm gonna see what it's gonna say. I want to understand and see what it says. I want to understand the logic and the rationality. You know, I want to know its definition, where it came from and why it's there, what it can do. What can number 4 do? But anyways, my water's hot. Let me go get it. I'm gonna come back. Give me a second. We're gonna jump on this subject, that subject. We're just gonna keep going because there is so much. It's insane, and it talks and it says stuff, but I don't understand it all. But what I do understand is like the letters H and I. If the end, I don't have to bring the beginning to the end, because the beginning is going to be at the end. So I'd like when you have the countdown, you're starting to count down from off the board, like 0. And it's not only me, there's things that are made on the market showing me what 0 means. All the way down here is 0, all the way from wherever you start is 0.0. What is X marks the spot? What is 0.0? All these to be better understood. When everything is better understood, the calibration and the understanding of this planet, and seeing that it was pre-created, you'll know that there is more. And if there is more, I'll get back. I'm just redoing my water. You know, I put a lot of excitement into this. I just want to show you this. I just want to do my water. I'm going to go back there in a second. So let's finish with these. So here we end up with 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2. Now, I really don't like a straight line. I'd like to bring a little bit more dimension, bringing more dimension. But in this basic scenario, this one is the kingpin over here. This is my kingpin. And I need to understand how it came together. So for me, this is the basic understanding. And you see the way it came like this? Okay. I'm not sure if you put an eye on it and it looks like someone's talking, like there's an eye, a big mouth over here. Well, if that happened, then we'll put two eyes. Now you'll think we have two eyes and maybe a nose and a mouth. And maybe we can create the human body, the beginning of the human body. M. What is W? What is M? What is, what creates, what comes from? Y3, Y2. Well, in 2, you can create this and draw a line straight through the center. In 3, your one line must come on this angle. This is where the 45 degrees will come in. And size, just note that size will come in here. This is what the minimum size must be. And the reason for that is when you split center, you're splitting a cell. If you're going to split the cell, you must go to the outside of the cell to understand the size of the cell, to understand what is going on in this entire block. And if you'll notice that there's only going to be 2 areas left when that is happening, and when that happens and 2 areas are left, we take a look at the dice cube and we see that is Venus, number 2. Look where number 2 goes, and look where number 1 goes, into the center. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shorten it up a little bit. We're going to bring this together. So if I bring it together, how do I bring it together? What will my design look like? If I'm bringing this together, I'm going to bring it together here. And then I'm going to put a 1 here and put it together over here. So what would I have to call this equation? Although I do know what the final result is, I'm not sure what to call this equation because I now have 2 on the outside. Should this be 2 or should this be equated as 414? 414. Yes, 414. In this instance, I'm now putting 1s together. Why? I don't know. Anyways, that's no big deal. This is something in the works, but this is to better understand that in this equation, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the center. My equation comes out to be 2, 5, 2 is my basic equation. In this equation here, it becomes 2, 3, 2. And in this equation over here, well, it stays 2, 1, 2. So this is the standard. I'm not going to go to 5. It will serve me no purpose, but I can go to 5 and show you the, sorry, it doesn't serve no purpose. That was completely wrong of me to say. I just to know that in this scenario, this would be the, how can I say it? This would be the 0.5. This will be the 1.5, and this will be the 2.5. Remember, I was explaining to you the cube that 1 plus 2.5, 2 plus 1.5, and 3 plus 0.5. And this is going to be 6, 5, and 4. 6 minus 2.5. 5 minus 1.5, and 4 minus 0.5. And the answer to all this is 3.5. 3.5 can also be looked at as this. Why? Actually, you can go 3.125. This will recreate this. So we have to go 312 divided by 3, 104. 104, 52. That's your Earth. What is Earth? Half of that, 26. That's our alphabet, created from 13 man, from the student of Earth, from creation of the gateway, to the divided house, from DC. And then reverse 62 will be the queen, and the whole thing starts over again backwards. All I did is kept chopping everything in half. But do you remember this equation? Where the equation was, where's the equation? 1.25, 1.25, where is it? Oh, it was over here. We did it over here just earlier. These fit in other places. I don't remember where. This is the Fox Pass in the sun. This 35 will be 1, okay? 1 and 1/4, 1.25. 28 plus 7. This is 1, and this is 0.25. This is a quarter, because I need to count in grams. You know, we're all from Mars, you know, and the gateway is in Mars. And until we understand what the Mars Hall is for Marshall, and taking law into Mary, and all the other things quite contrary to understanding the difference, that this is where we are, and this is a sign of representation of Mars. Now we are switching into what they call this, and this is the representation of controlling man. Mars in control, now man in the moon in control. Number 13, the new 99. Number 13, it is the first time it becomes a teen. It is the third cube. It is the third cube in standard. First, second, third, fourth. When you have 1, you have ST. When you have 2, you have ND. When you have 3, you have RD. When you have 4th, you have TH or ETH. You are in the standard world of E. So now it becomes, because of its creation under first and second, which is first, second, and third is both first from the beginning to the end, and what is in between is where B connects first to last. So that's where it comes in, STST, LAST, and I did that before too, first to last. First 3 letters. Every letter gets a value of 27. 81, Venus angels. Here it is last. I am not using the similar letters with ST. I'm using the primary. There are 2 letters, 54. That is the sun. We brought up before how the equation of 16, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, the polarities of each other, which we will not use, but we will use 1 through 5. And then we will use 2 through 6, but we will not use them together, only to understand our polarity, our complete polarity. There's the explosion and the implosion. There's the attraction and there's the what? This attraction? I don't know. Pulling towards and pushing away. Pulling towards and pushing away. Now I'm going to have to look up all these words too. 4 letters, 3 letters, 2 letters. I mean, it's not even the word. It's how many letters are in the word. Okay. Yeah, it is the word. Yeah, so we had that. We were also counting the 27 value. So I counted this area separate from this area. This area where we get 4 by 7, 28. The reality is when every letter comes to bound, this becomes 45. It is the Fox Pass. The reason for that, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. And if it's the Fox Pass, and you take a look at this dice, if you go around this way, it will be 14 total dots. But you really only want to count the dice this way. You do not want to see the 1 and 6, because the actuality of 1 and 6 will create more than 5 and 2 or 4 and 3 because of the position of the dots, and I'm going to drill these dice one day. So where am I going to go next with this understanding? Let me think. Yes, my coffee. Give me a second. I'm going to come back. I'm warming up my coffee. Just give me a second. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should shove another picture up there. How about you want to look at Tesla or do you want to look at Monopoly? The Monopoly free parking. Give me a rap. You're a rapper. Look at those words. Look at the window. What's connected inside the window, inside the back window? The wings of the car, the B, the back tire, the single back tire. So what does number 1 mean? You got 4 tires on the floor. Number 1 is sitting in the back. Number 1 can be one of the 4s. Once said you can never have 1 in a 2 position, but 1 can be and replace a 2 position. So now we know that 1's position can be overlapped. So I'm going to do that in a design. Just give me a second. I'll be back with my coffee. So that's the Monopoly car. Every word counts. It's not the parking, it's the arc, the ARK of IN. The AR is the residence of the A world. The A is, if you look at the A, it's a C and a D that comes together that creates the A. Okay. The R is made from a V and a D. Okay. The R is to the right. The K is the 11th letter. It is the reverse of what the first letter is, P, PK, like Peking, right? It is the half world of creation in Peking. The R is what has been created through the arc. It is the sounding of, but not needing to have the letters in order to create the verbal vibration in arc, not using an alternate spelling of arc and telling a different story as to kinging or doubling up on something and arriving at the opponent's home or being in somebody else's house. And I can partake this into checkers. And the other way to look at it is it's a car. And again, arc inside car, A-R-C instead of C-A-R, which the angel in creation comes about. Okay, and when it's in the A world, you're into the secondary world because the R is the 18th letter, is either said as R being the 18th letter minus the sounding family that it is in A. As well, it can be, since R18 is in the A family, I will add A onto it, making it 19, or because the sounding of R is the A before the R, I will take 1 away from R, equaling to 17Q before it becomes R. Wow, I just stepped on a whole bunch of bolts. Okay, my coffee is ready. Not even hot. Okay, so that's your parking in Monopoly. And remember, you get 500 when you land on parking. And we're going to go into this Tesla thing, jumping around really, really quick. Take a screenshot because I'm going to remove it. There's all kinds of things going on. If you look in the top corner, 88, and how 88 is created, it's created by two hearts. And this design over here, right? I don't remember exactly how I did it, but it came out because of the Canadian penny coming off the market. So, okay, let me get rid of that. No, I want you to look at G and H. The reason for G and H is because in the blue scenario, I connected 147 with 369, but in the second scenario, in the green scenario, I connected 258 with 369, and one is tilted to the right and one is tilted to the left. And then what I did is I brought them all together, okay, in the I scenario, and that's what it looks like. But in the I scenario, if you would remove the red triangle, okay, remove the red triangle of 369, and you will see what is left over is the split world of a GH. In the B scenario, what I actually did, and if you notice, there's always, in the B scenario, if you take notice, there's always two triangles that come together, okay? And then there's what I call the hats of Jack. The Jack and the King wear those hats, the hexagon hats. The bottom of the bowl, you notice a bowl doesn't have two sides of the hexagon on it. It only has one side of the hexagon on it. Otherwise, it would be closed, right? So a hexagon would be completely closed. So full design, full art is closing, is showing everything closed, but nothing is open until you split it. So we have to understand all those split positions and what they look like, where they could have formed from. I'm just trying to, so you can see the hourglasses that are there. You can see that when the flat part is up, there is a center, like on 258 is flat. On 25 and 8 all around it is flat. In between 963147, you can see the little area of space. It's almost like showing me. I'm going to see if I can get this. Hold on a second. Take a screenshot. Let me see this. Let me see, just 1 second. Okay, so let me take this off. I want to show you something else. I think I'm gonna, hold on, resize 200. So here's what I was showing you on the screen, right? So I know it didn't, I don't know why it didn't come out too good when I made it bigger, but I'm going to take a line, I'm going to take the yellow, and I'm going to run a line. Sorry, yellow's not good. Okay, I want to show you that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a black line. And the black line I'm going to draw is from here. Whoop, it's not coming up. From here to here. And Trying to see if I can. Okay, I'm not sure if you can understand. I'm going to try and see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. 8. No, it doesn't work. Something, yes. Maybe it's this. Maybe this is what it is. Let me see if it works out with me. I'm not sure if this is going to work out, but I'm going to try it. Let's try it this way, maybe. To where that area is going to be day, and to where this area becomes night. Day and night. Do you know that, like I spoke to somebody yesterday and I said, you know what? They said that, well, the day is not as long as you think it is. I said, you know, the minute you see the peak of the sun on the rise, that is the beginning of day. And the minute you see the sun going down, and when the sun goes up, you're seeing the same point. What point are you seeing? When the sun comes up, the last point you see is the first point. The last point up from the sun is the first point down from the sun. And the first point up from the sun is the last point down from the sun. So just one little teeny weeny thing. So they both look like sun up, right? This is sun up, and this is sun down. This part here comes up first, and the same part goes down last. It is both first and last. So it is out the longest, but the bottom, okay, of the sun is out the shortest. So what is the bottom of the sun time and the top of the sun time in completion from sun up to sun down? And when does sundown start? When the sun starts to go away? And when does sun up begin? When the sun starts to appear? Questions for the future. Okay, so let's stay out of that. Let's see where I was over here, what I was doing here. I'm not too happy I brought that up. I do want to show something else, that I just squared off my circle. Okay, I took the deepest, then I took another line, and then I took another line inside of this, squaring off my circle, to understand that although this is the center, I cannot remain here in the center because I don't want to divide the center unless I'm sending out messages. That is the only reason for me to be in the center. But I'm not going to divide the center. So this is the center. Here's level 1, and then here is level 2. And remember, like I spoke, there's only 3 areas. There's the 0.5 area, the 1.5 area, and the 2.5 area. And it is not me who decided on any of this. I did not create the positions on this cube. I did not create the alphabet or the deck of cards or any of the games you see in casinos. Yet all my work comes from these games created by the ultimate intelligent. Okay, so Yeah, so what I was trying to tell you inside of this, okay, is there's a Tesla. I'm going to have to look this up. Just give me a second. Tesla math. Let me see what comes up. Yes, this here. This is what I was talking about. Hold on a second. Yes, so this is here. So I wanted to show you it's down here. It's not between 7 and 2. It's between, and it's not between 3 and 6. And it's not halfway between 2 and 7, but closer to 6 and 3, which when this is inverted, copy image, and I have to go here, get this. So anyways, you remember we were talking about this? What this is boom, look at that. 2 legs, a body. This is Fibonacci counting. We talked about this earlier. You're going to have to go back 10, 15, 20 minutes, at least a half an hour in the video to see what this was. And I said all this, the first row is from off the board, the first row. So what I'm going to have to do now is I might create a 4th row inside of this. But I don't know if I want to. I think I just want to remove this one, leave this one here, and double it up. That's what I think I want to do. Let's see what happens. No, I want to. Yeah, jumping all over the place. That's me. So I just do that over here. I just do that. And then you can see this design that forms in the center of it. And the reason I take off this row, and the reason I take off this row over here, I'm left with that design. The half eyes that you see are from outside the world and not inside this world. It is from outside the world, and they duplicated this world. So in this world over here, you're going to see 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 1. Then you're going to see, I mean, it depends. 4, 7, 5, 9, 5, 2, 4, 9. This is the cycle of Fibonacci. Where do I get these numbers? 1 and 1 is, sorry, let me just put it all back together and show you. 1 and 1, 2, and 1, 3, and 2, 5. 5 and 3 equals 8. 8 and 5 equals 13. 1 and 3 equals 4. 4 and 8 equals 12. 1 and 2 equals 3. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 8 plus 1 equals 9. 9 plus 8 equals 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 8 plus 9 equals 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 88 is the gateway. Gateway to Pegasus. Gateway to Pegasus through 8, you come to 7. 7 and 8 is 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to the dividing gate inside of your Fibonacci. After 6, 6 and 7 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Where is your gate divided? In between Pluto is the house gated. Between the feds inside the E world. The number over here between 4 and 8 equals to 6. The number between 6 and 8 equals to 7. The number that goes in between here is 13, which is man, which equals to the DC moon. And because it's in between, it is the heaven. Inside the game of roulette, the odds on betting between 4 numbers is 8 to 1. So it is the heavens of Venus birth that fits in between here. All even numbers. This is created gateway. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 5 plus 1 equals 6. 6 plus 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 6 is 8. 8 and 2 is 1. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. It looks like there's a mistake over here. What happened? What happened? 9 plus 2 and 8 is 1. 1 and 9 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 8 and 9 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. What happened here? I'm trying to figure out what I did. I'm not very happy seeing that. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 1 is 8. I'm just trying to see where I am because 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Oh, okay. 5, 6, 2, 5, 6, 2, 1. I just flipped the board over. That's why. So that's how I come to this design. I flip the board over and it reconstructs this design. This design, the reason why I'm not counting the top and the outside row, it is the standard of creation, STNDRD, standard birth. It is a structure, and I just duplicate only the center because within the center is the extremity. Inside of 5 is 1. Inside of 3 is in 5. Where is number 4? Number 4 is found inside of 8. Number 4 is also found as 2 parts of 2. So we need to find all of these over here. And if you notice, here is where I find my 3. Because 6 will need to turn into a 3 and into a 9. So here's a 3 and a 9. 6, 3, and 9. So now we're going to go on to something a little bit different. I'm going to reheat my coffee cup. If you have something to ask, what do I do? Oh, Mr. Messer, how you doing? No, no, I have not seen the movie Christmas Eve Live. No, I haven't seen the movie. What time is it? 11:52. I'm going to stick with you. I'm going to warm up my tea. I just had a question. If you take a look at this, maybe I can take a picture of it and put it up on the screen. Share, stop cam, mute. Can I take a picture? I think I can take a picture. No? Okay, anyways, what I decided to understand now is I've been seeing a lot of things about 135, 135, 135. So I have this diamond here, this diamond here, and this diamond here. This is my 1 dot. This is my 3 dot. And this will be my 5 dot. 1, 3, 5. In between, what connects 1, 3, and 5 is 2 and 4. And I like to see it as dimensional because usually when I walk across the street, the even addresses are on the other side. So I'm going to see if you can see this as dimensional. See the way that goes at a distance? So it's sort of like levels. It's sort of like we're rising up levels over here. And you only can go 4 levels high, whatever that amount is. I think it's by 20s. So I think once you reach over 100 floors in a building, 120 floors in a building, 140 floors in the building, as you go up a certain amount of floors, you're going to have other floors that are probably maintenance floors, the E-world floors where maintenance goes on, only the E-world. There is no spirit, there is no life other than the life of what the E-world brings to that building. I'm just going to go warm up my tea. It seems to never get hot enough. And really, oh, it's a full free movie. Okay, which link? I don't see any link. Which link? Can you send it to my email? I also want to be doing some where we're going to be counting by. Anyways, let me go get my tea and be back. It's going to take 2 minutes. This time I'm going to wait here until it stops on me. So yeah, I keep missing the. Everyone's calling me. Everyone's calling. Yes, we're going to call you. We'll call you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. From Mars. We're from Mars. This is all about Mars. It's 4 letters. The reverse of Mars is Great Britain Union Jack. Okay. The words in the reverse word for Mars is Heinz. The total letter value is 57. Thank you very much. But where is it? Copy it and paste it into browser. There is nothing. Nothing showed up. Nothing showed up. Where did you get it? Is that in my email? Is it in my email? I'll have to check my email. I'm looking for someone who knows how to read what they call the Etherscan, so I can understand it. I was looking to try and understand what Etherscan. Somebody sent me something on Etherscan, and it's just a whole bunch of numbers. It says Bitcoin and all kinds of stuff, but I can't understand it. And I don't know why they said. Well, I know why they sent it to me, to understand the sequences. I thought it was very interesting. The water's boiling, so there's nothing. There's nothing here to copy and paste, and I want to see something. How does your name? Oh, okay, it's one word. Okay, I never noticed that. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. I just subscribed to your channel. Is that your channel? That doesn't seem like your channel. Looks like you, but it doesn't seem like your channel. Okay, a couple of things. Yeah, okay. Sunny and share. The letters NY. The letters NY. The letters NY. The moon. The male and the female come together. LA for last, because the E world is in East LA. What are they controlling from Silicon Valley? Do you understand the valleys? We have to be capable of using all the words, even the words that we say Jesus F, Jesus F. But why is it Jesus F? And even when you say the word F in French, it can be mistaken for egg. Yeah, the word can be mistaken for egg. Oof, oof, if. Give me a minute. The water just stopped boiling. Wow, I have to get a new coffee thing because it's cold. It's still cold. Okay, I hear you at the door. I hear you. You want to come in? Come in. I'm back in a minute. I have to go to the washroom. Okay. Let me put the water in. Let me come back. Let me start to get a little bit more serious if I could. Okay. In with the hare, out with the tortoise. Tortoise. Taurus, Taurus. You know the way I see this is the twist. Both the under and the over will both be up, and it'll be twisted, and then connected by bridges. The DNA is all on the up and up, all twisted. Yeah, I like that 51.5 degree Giza. And it's funny that you have that 13 days ago because it's Mars and Pluto together. That's what that represents. And I've been looking for that for a while. So whatever you're going to tell me about that, that is the cycle of our planet is because of Giza. Giza and Mars come together. Mars is 51. Giza is 80. Mars is 51. Pluto is 84. You bring them together for 5 letters. 135. The sun. The 13 ball and the 5 ball. It's 5 to 13. And that's a total of 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 9. 5 to 9. The creation is standard death inside of 4. So remove 4 and then add it in with 1. So 1 and 4 come together and they create 5. Now we begin. Inside of 5 is both 2 and 3. We've doubled up 2. We've created a 3. We're above and below in each world. We're above to the right. We're below to the left. We run in a diagonal line. We are the passage through the sun, cutting through both worlds. Can we cut through? Can we pass through? Can we divide it to 2 worlds, to all the worlds? Remember, we need 4 worlds. We have day and night and 2 worlds. That's 4. Imagine if we had day in 1 world. Imagine if we had 3 worlds of day and 1 world of night. Imagine if there was 1 day split into 3 parts. Each part was 8 hours. That's 24 hours. Now what they do, they take a dark world and they bring it into our world for 8 hours out of that 24 hours, leaving us with only 16 hours and 8 hours of energy somewhere else for somebody else. But they bring in the night just to cut our energy off. Now, also, we can look at it a different way. And I know I'm all over the place. Okay, how did you send it to me? Well, I've seen many videos, and 515 anyways is 270. Hold on, 75. Yeah, 515 in numbers, right? Because I want to restructure numbers where it's 2, 4, 8, 16. When you go 2, 4, 8, so between 2 and 4, 3 is in between. Between 4 and 8 is 5, 6, 7 is in between. Now, since 7 is the gateway, so there's a whole new level of an equation that's coming out through this. So 515 will create the moon and DC, the moon in DC. No, there's nothing here. If you're trying to share anything here, it's not letting you. I can give you my email. Tortoise is also talking about 3, talking about when the S comes in with the E after it, but the I before. Okay, so between E and I, okay, they're talking about the 2 worlds. They're talking about the 2 worlds, and the only reason I say that is because the opposite of E is I on these cubes. So I know if you mention 5 and you mention 9, I'm going to go in between and try to understand. I have to decipher that reality. Okay, I'm going to look right now. Okay, I have to, okay, I'm gonna check. I don't know. I have like, I'm gonna go and look. Okay, I'll look after. I don't know, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll look after. I'm Canadian, so I'm not sure. Maybe if you, you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm Canadian. Okay, you can't use it. Okay, hold on. We'll see it after. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas. This is the year 2022, 2242. It is the year of the gateway. It is the year of ape, 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 between A and E, the vibration year that comes to us. We are vibrating at a high frequency as we pass through the tunnel of, I'm not sure what, but let's call it the channel of love. And when love comes together, it is the channel of all four associated assemblies. And that is the bicycle card. And also can be restructured as the tunnel. Everybody knows Jack, right? But we're just going to do the preliminary Jack. So that's the first part of Jack. And the next part of Jack is going to be right over here. So there's this Jack there, and there's that one there. And through this time and age, we finally come through the tunnel of love. And this is why this is why this name is around, because it represents 22. Ape represents 22. The duck represents 22. 22 represents the heart. The light, the pineal gland that comes within. Anyways, let me jump off onto something else. See the way this is connected at the lower part and not at the higher part? Where was I? Okay. Right. TV22. Yes. TV22. Yes. What else is on TV? Yes. For me, this is the dividing of pi. This is where Mars and the sun, the beginning of the sun creation, the transfer of the sun creation right over here, because this will create 5 and 4, but the basic is AD. This is where everything to do with standard death comes in, AD. There's BC, okay, which is 23 equals 65, and there's AD, which is communication, by the way, 0104, okay, which is communication, which equals to 54. So the freedom connects to over here, freedom 55, and our freedom is the half-life of Mars, 1.5 times 4 equals to 6. 4. Anyways, I don't want to get into that because I don't have that down pat in my head right now. I'm not into that realm. In big biological weapons, 555, 654, 1209. How do we get to 1209? 1209. How do we get to 1209? AKA 2020. 1209. Wow, 209, 309. I know 209. 209 is also part of a representation of 20. Right here. The last sun, 209. It's 20 and 9, but that's 209. Same thing. O and O equals O. And it doesn't matter because O and O is just going to be the heavens, which is connected. You know, connected. 8 creates space. 4 above, 4 below. It's either 3 or it's 4. It's going to be 3 points meeting, or it's going to be 4 points meeting. How can I explain this? 3 equals 4, and 4 equals 5. When you have a pyramid, a full-form pyramid, you have the bottom and the 4 sides. You have a bottom, and you have a point. But they don't talk about the 1 point and the 1 bottom. The 1 bottom connects the 4 points. The 1 bottom connects the 3 points. This bottom is going to be square. This one is going to be triangular. This one is going to represent a half space. So now we're going to go 6 and 8. This is going to also represent only a half space. So it's going to create 8 and 1. I doubled it up. But it has the same bottom now. They both have the same bottoms. In fact, there is no more bottom. The bottom is now replaced with a pole. And we now pull all the sides together, creating an area space in between. I'm not sure if anybody can follow me because I'm seeing it in my head, and I know it's hard to bring on out. All I did is double this number. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. But all zeros equal to 6. So this one actually will create a gateway. It'll be 7 and 8. This is the fox and the sun, the X and the O, the U comes together. Number 21, the cube comes together. I'm trying to remember why I'm saying this. I have to remember where I'm going with this. When I see it on the screen, I lost myself for a second. Yes, the word fox and love creates this. And this dynamic, okay, this dynamic is only explaining situation of what we do with numbers. 0 does this, X does that. But when does it say to tilt it? Like that. So where did I get the U from? Let me think again. Fox, the 3, I'm just trying to think. The only way to make 3 is 12 and 21. And 93. And 84. And 75. And 66. They all create, but these 1, 2, 3, 4 of them go into the 12th house. So there's now 48 into the 12th house, plus the 12 itself, equaling to the 60 seconds on the clock, the 48 minutes in a basketball game, to where Mars is on ice, because Mars has everything to do, Earth has everything to do with the 20-minute play, but it is standard that creates it. And that standard, the way I understand it, is Venus-Mars. No, Mars is standard death. Venus is stand. Standard comes with Earth. Okay, just let's drop that piece then. The next scenario to this is, where does number 13 come out? Well, 13, okay, 13 is the same thing. 8 and 5, 7 and 6, 9 and 4. So now 13 gets 39 plus 13 equals to 52 Earth. The 39 angels with the 13 man on the moon, DC. And inside of 39 is the female 12, 3 plus 9, 3 plus 9, We come from Saturn inside this scenario. Remember, the deck of cards has 4 suits. One of the suits is the diamond suit. One of the suits is the diamond suit. See, here's our obligations to the squares, which are also noted as diamonds when you turn it on the 45-degree angle and you pull it into the sun. The fox pass into the sun. Fox equaling to O and X, equaling to love. Understanding love and hearts is 88. Knowing that we have achieved Pegasus. Knowing Pega. Knowing Peg. Knowing P. Knowing egg. Ega. Anyways, forget about that. Pegasus is 88. In the constellation NGC 7286. In the cycle of the half-life, in the 28th cycle of the half-life of Pluto, in which Pluto, 84 being 3 times 28, equals to 84. Now, 3 times 20 is 60. 3 times 8 is 24, equals to 66, showing me that it is the passage. They did bar them together in the game of craps. 66 will equal to what is Pluto, 36 and 12, reflecting itself as 48. So they inverts to itself. And the only way here is 3 times 16 is the standard calculation. 2 times 24 in the standard calculation. So in this standard calculation, will it recreate itself? 8 times 4, 32. 8 plus 4, 12. 4 times 4, 16. 4 plus 4, 0, 8 equals to 24. And we get the final equation, just missing the beginning. Because remember, 8 is 2 squares. 4 is 1 square. So we brought 44 into 4. Six times 2 equals to 12. 6 plus 2 equals to 0, 8. And that is your T world connect. The 20th letter, L and H. L and H come together, or 3 and 8. This is the dividing house. This will create 80. All zeros equal to 6. Remember, this will create 80, which will create 86 on the dividing the house. So if 444 divides the house, then 333 is the invert, or the connection, or the love to 444 meeting at 3.5, because everything meets. 3.5 is the core, but remember the train track reality is that you get to the right and to the left. You see, I'm going to bring both numbers down to 30. I'm not going up. I'm going down both times. I don't need to go up. Everything is down. So when we bring this together, you'd be bringing it to, this would be 335, 335. The in-between numbers would be 31 to 34, 31 to 34. I'm just trying to see what the numbers are. 64, 64, 64. I'm just trying to understand something. But in reality, southwest to southwest, I'm just trying to figure this out. The spirit, this will create creation of the DNA and the sun. This is in BC, because it creates 6 and 5, which will create 30 and 11. This is day of creation and creation in day. This will create the E world. This 11 will create both these numbers. The S letter tells me to minus or to add 5. So S plus E equals to 24. S plus E equals 24. That'll take me to this side and to this side of this area. I'm just trying to, of this area here. It'll take me to this side and to this side. So it overlaps like that. And then it creates that I joining both of these areas together. Do you follow what I'm saying? What this number minus to this number plus. Well, I'm going to do plus on both sides. So I go 19, I count over to 23 on this side. And then I count 19 to over 23. And then we create what is the center of that. Do you understand that equation, how it works? Let's call it the cloud equation. 56, 7. Okay, let me get onto that. Okay, I'm just, can I put that on the screen? So what I'm looking at? Oh, I can put yours on the screen, what I'm looking at. 5765 was a Hebrew leap year. Let me read that, okay? Okay, that's 2005. 5765 was 2005, okay? And that's the year that I began. So that's 16 years ago. That's exactly 16 years ago. That is the complete polarity. So that is the complete polarity. Wait a second, okay. Okay, yeah, we are this, let me put my camera up. So this ending year, okay, because this is the way I'm going to logically perceive this understanding. Although we have completed 61 years counting, should I count again? 20, the year of 2020, the year of 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9. By 2009, we have 10 years done. 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. In 2019, we have done 20 years into the year 2000. Now we have 2020, 2021. That is 22 years done. The January 1st, we will be counting 22 years done. A-P-E, ape. What can we put between A and E? And we can't have anything that is below K. It must be with an L. We can have ale, we can have aim, we can have ain, we can have ape. Ape is the greatest distance of what is created through A and E, because it is from A and E that we extend A over E, leapfrogging it into F, eliminating A and playing A from the F position. This is where ape comes in. This is where the spirit of 1776 comes in. This is where the 888 connects together. When 888 connects together, so does the primary of the moon. And the reason for this is because it is dividing the day in 3 parts, creating 3 times 120 degrees to create the 360. But in all reality, there are 4 times 360 according to the minutes on the clock, 1440. So we would have 888, 888. So 888. So we'd have, hold on a second, we'd have 888 equals to 360, 8 equals to 120. Okay, then we'd have 888 equals to 360, 888 equals to 360, 888 equals to 360. So although I'm always speaking that we, with 3 numbers, although 3 numbers, okay, or 3 in a situation is standard, and it is the greatest distance. 3 is the greatest distance. That's why when you go 1, 4, 7, that's the greatest distance. The minute you go again 147, it goes 1 again. But that becomes a polarity or a love, because in roulette, they show you that the 1 as in number 10 or the 1 as in number 28 are both black, to where the 119 and what would be 3755 would be red. So for me, I think they're twisting something, bringing it to the top, turning it to the bottom, bringing it to the top, turning it to the bottom. And every time they twist it this way, they put a lock on it. So that way you can twist it back. You twist it back, you put another lock on it. That way you can twist it here. But I think it goes 1, 2, 3, twist, lock. Then 1, lock, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, lock. And every time the lock goes into place, that's the 1 area. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. So okay. So the word I use ties all the calendars, Gregorian, Julian, Hebrew. And the year 56, in the year 5625, 5625, it's a juncture with the Mayans, 75 times 75. It is when Earth, birth, the queen, the sky, it's when you get trapped into the sky system. For me, when you see two numbers that are the same, you either have to combine them together, spread them apart like bookends, turn everything inside out, and combinate the inside to understand how many numbers are left over, or when do they start to repeat, etc. 1960, yes. So it's I got offline. So it's 2 years. We're in the 22nd year. When this year ends, it is the 22nd year. How many other ways can you create number 22? 21, blackjack, +1. First and last, create 22. So it's a new beginning. We are absolutely on the threshold of a new numeric beginning in the 20th century, because the first quarter of the cycle has ended. We are into the second year of the placing of the standardism for the next cycle of 20 years. And I'm going to see if I can explain that. Is ABCD, ABC stand D, ABC stand D, ABC stand D, ABC stand D. 16 years have gone by. They have completed the first major cycle and then the first quarter cycle in the last 5 years, removing the first 5 years. You remove the first 5 years and you work on the last 15 years. When you get to the 20th year, you remove the first 5 years and you put on the 20th year, because that's the cycle. I mean, I know I say A cycle, B cycle, C cycle, but those are the cycles and cycles. I'm going to try and explain this again. A full cycle of 4 years. So I need 4 full cycles of that. But to complete, I'm just going to try and explain this. And when you get the 4 cycles, okay, each cycle has a value of, hold on a second, each cycle has the value of crisscrossing, 7 and 3, 10, 9 and 1, 10. That's 20. Your inside cycle is 8, 4, 2, 6, 20. So that's your 2020 cycle. The 5 is the cycle they run in. They run in cycles of 5, meaning that when I eliminate the first standard death minion number 10 cycle of how my connections are made, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 55 the sky freedom, to where 1 and 10 are my base, because 1 moves over all the way into the 10th position. And when it counts backwards to 9, it becomes the birth. Its full cycle from 10 into 9 become that birth. The 0 inside of 10 is the passage. Remember, the pole sticks up over here. You lose that whole line if the pole sticks up. So you got 3 and 3 plus the pole it's connected to. And if you put the pole in the center, you can use all the outside, so you'll lose that pole. But anyways, where am I going to go with this? I lost my 2022. 20, if I remember, I think it totals to, first of all, TY when they come together is a lot of T's in this. It says Wednesday. Wednesday is the fourth day. TY is 45. It's the fox passing the sun. It is the 3. It is a corner of a Rubik's Cube. It'll be 3 areas, 888, if you want to look at it that way. Together, it's number 45, bringing in birth. TW is number 43. W is the 23rd letter, and T is an alternate relationship or a final relationship to where it joins 2 other moons. And it joins those 2 other moons only mathematically, that where number 28, when multiplied and added, equals to 26. When multiplied and added will equal to 20. The 20th letter is T. So it's in its 3rd level already. So if it's in its 3rd level, 5 over to 4 and 3, and T is 2 levels, is in the 3rd level, 2, 11, 20, 3rd level, 2, 11, 20. A starting position is 0, all around 1. Wow, there's a buzzing in here. So let me check something. Okay, so 48 is Pluto. 885 is only one side. Put a 5 up. Put the 885 again, the moon. You can also call it Pegasus. You can also put a 5 on the other side. Again, we're connected to the moon. We're connected to the female. 22, ape, life. 202, 262, the queen. 77 is Christ. 19 is the spirit. 77 is created through the cube, through 2 cubes, 2 sevens. You have 2 cubes minimum, and they're both showing the half-life. It's the only way to get the real 7, which creates the E world. So it's 519. 519 is the center core. It all leads back to birth from Mars. 99 is 13, and that'll represent Jupiter and man. And again, anything to do with 21 is the cube and the E world. Anything to do with 22, as 22 and 21 are 2 worlds coming together, because 1 is on the center to create the E world. 22 will recreate the heavens of the division of day and night, which backs up to be Pluto, number 84. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals to 16 and 8. That is the half-life and the 7th gate. When I overlap when you overlap, we did this earlier on. I'm not sure if you were here for it. We had 1 square and 1 square. So let me do this. I had 1 complete square. And let me do it again. I have this square over here, and I have this square over here, and I got this square over here. And all of a sudden, we have 1, we have 3, and we have 5. But somehow, some other square decided to go on here, so we called that square 2. And some other square decided to go over here, and we called that square 4. So we now 2 and 4, okay, are both sharing 3 in the vibration, as 2 is part of 1, as 4 is part of 5, and bringing it all back to vibrate inside of 3. So 2 and 4 will create a half-life 6, and dividing of the 7th gate, 6 and 8, which is proven in its game of craps. Man, I've been in so many places. The overlapping again, 1, 3, and 5. The levels of the houses. Hold on. Wow, how do I do this? Okay, let me give you a number. Ready, 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 ready. So, okay, the small, see, I don't divert between the big and the small. Just let me take a look. I'm still trying to teach myself and learn. Big, small is what I call it. So B is Venus basic. So when I have Venus basic and it's number 2, I'm going to use a single cube. When I have Venus basic, I am going to just let me think. Yeah, so number 2, I'll use 9 and 2, 8 and 3, 7 and 4, 6 and 5. So right away, the student of Jesus is born on this planet, Jesus Christ connecting to the energy and the moon of time. So now let me see, ready. I always like to change between the E and the A. I like to call it BCD vibration, because what is between E and A? And that is BCD, between 9, the vibration, 924, the birth and the dividing house. Re-add Earth. You can look at it that way. Re-add Earth. Does it mean to re-add it, or to look back? And what does the word re mean? And it is the E after the R. So for me, it says to create, because R is the 18th letter, which is through Venus inside the E world, which is 1/4 Venus, because 2, 2, 2, 2 equals to 8. But the actuality of building into that 8 is 2 times 2 is 4 times 2. So it's 2, the original concept, times 2 times 2. So that is standard. This is 4 is standard death, and 5 is standard death. After that, it just, because 4 is 4. Once you get the 4, you can stop, because 4 is inside 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 delegated in the cards, and the 4 dots, and the 4 dots comes from where the 4 dots come from, which is inside standard death. They come together at 3.5. Let's say 3.4, 3.5, 3.4. Okay. Let me give you a number. Ready, ready, ready. What I'm not really sure ready for what, but you are not soberly speaking. Speak to me and explain to me what it means to be soberly speaking, and if it has anything to do with what I am doing, and if you need to know something of how I do or what I do or what you would like me to do, if I can do it at all, I am here to do it. How are you, Mr. Wesley? I'm jumping around today onto different angles just to get it out of my book. Which one do I jump on first? Oh, yes. How many angles are in a 90 degree according to what I see? I'm learning. I'm teaching myself. If somebody knows more or different, let me know. This reality here is one angle only. This is one angle, but I'm just going to count the one line instead of the full, what's it called, angle to it. Just going to count that one line. So here is one area, 2 areas. Is this a third area? Because this is 1 full area. This is 2 full areas. This is 3 full areas. This is 4 full areas. This is 5 full areas, 6 full areas. There are 7 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. There are 8 lines to 7 areas. So the total here is going to be 32 and 28, right? 4 times 8, 32. 4 by 7, 28. Actually, it's not. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 areas. There are 28 areas. And there's going to be 7, and there's going to be 2 extra lines. So there's going to be 30 lines for 28 areas. 30 days of the month, 4 times a year. It's going to sink into that equation for me. I just want to check my messages. I really gave Noah the plum. Okay. You know what, Wesley? You and me want the same thing. I also want to explain much clearer. It depends if I get onto a certain subject. Like let me get back into something I was doing. I'm not sure if you were here for this scenario. Okay. So what happens is I keep switching dimensions. Although we have a 360-degree apparent day, in that day, we have 3 periods of 8 hours, 8 hours, and 8 hours. But since we have 1,400 minutes, 1,440 minutes in a day, and the moon is 1.5 1,440 minutes at 2,160 in the diameter, and the Earth is also 5.5 times 1440 is 7920, in which the Mayans, okay, the Mayan long count is 25,920. It's ironic that 5 and 2, the number to Earth, would be the diameter to Earth, which the freedom, the word pass and sky equals to the numeric value 55, in which is 5.5 times 1440 to equal to the diameter of the Earth, in which birth and gateway are inside these numbers. Birth is 29, yellow is 92, and the gate of what is the combination to create these two, in which what creates 7 is 13, and what creates 9 is 14. And I know it's very complicated because the game spreads. So I'm going to explain this and try to get back to this and explain. No, you're going to have to listen this way. I can't give out my phone number. I'd be giving it out to thousands of people one day that might watch this. So it's like, you have to tell me exactly where you don't understand. I can Zoom if you want. Okay, never done it, but I can try and do that. But this is as close to Zoom as you can get for now. In this equation, I mean, I can go back and show you. I mean, I'm not sure where you want to look. If you want, let me go onto the floor and show you something. Okay, let me show you something on the floor. Let me show you something really, really basic on the floor if I can get in there. Let's see. I'm not sure how long you've been watching, what you know about what I do. I'm still learning myself. So I don't like to call myself a professional. I do most of these videos for myself so I can learn, I can share it so somebody can teach me something. That's why I'm here. Let me see. Okay. Trying to restore my default. I'm a little frozen. Okay. Okay, somehow something's not working with my camera, so I'm a little frozen here. Let me see, can I get this? Oh, I'm pretty frozen up here. So let's see if I can. Okay, it's not working. Anyways, I'm going to come in here and see if I can. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, still not working, but I'm going to come in and show you this. Not sure what you can see here. It doesn't look clear to me. Doesn't look clear to me. Okay. This happens to be 36. Each one of these dots, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. These are 36 numbers off of the roulette betting board. It's 1 through 36. The design changes right here in the center and reflects the above and below. If you see a difference, it's only because I added an effect to it, but they are completely identical, which tells me that the alphabet, okay, first of all, let me go to the first part, which tells me that in order to have this design, I must have a minimum of 72. In order for this to happen for the first time, I must have a minimum of 108. In order for this to happen for the second time and to have a reflection, I need a minimum of 144. But until I have a repeat of this, I have not completed my design, so I must create one more area over here of 36, and that will give me 180. And now I have reflected this area here. I have reflected this area here, and this area here by multiplying this design by 1.25 for its completion. Once this is done, 1.25, I can eliminate this one over here and move on to the next one. When you start in one area, you have not completed it until you've completed the other area to make this area full. This one does not become in between until a third area is created, and then this in between area will live between here and here. But take a look at this point over here. It happens again over here. Here's the inverted way. 36, 36, 36, 108, and then boom, we've now have completed the complete cycle on 4. In this design over here, it's also 1 through 36, except instead of connecting my red numbers, I only connected my black numbers. And I know you can't see properly. I wish you could. I wish you could. They're octagons with squares in between. Each one of these squares, okay, where the world has been turned sideways, is in areas 2, 4, 6, and 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 areas, 20, 40, 60, 80. 40 below, 40 above. In this area over here, it's also blacks, but now I'm connecting the center between all three boards. So that means the in-between division between the boards, if I'm connecting only blacks, will be blacks as well as logistics and ration come into the effect. So here's my 8 octagon. When 888 comes together, see 8 and 8, when 88 comes together, and 8 and 8 comes together. I need, here's my 9 of them that I work with, my 9 core. Anyways, the cube that is connected, the cube comes to be connected because when this design is created, you can see the hexagon. And the only way to switch a hexagon over, which has 6 corners, is to put the Y in between. And that's what creates my cube. You can have an up cube or a down cube. You can't have both at the same time. Here's the basics of it. This is the basics of the design sitting over here. And I like to say the alphabet. See the way it starts here? X begins, Y ends. So that means I need, not only do I have to cross over 4 times, but I must flip this upside down to where Y and Y come together and meet again, to where X and X comes together and meet again. So that means I need a minimum of 3 over here. So I'm going to need what is 144 here to what would be 2 more. To envelop this, I'd need 2 more. It'd be 3 one way, 4 the other way, I think. Is it 3 ways? So I would need a minimum, okay, if you want to look at it, or not a minimum, but in order to create that equation, I would need a total of 288, and that's would bring me back to Pluto. Sorry, that would bring me back to Pegasus. Wow, the camera looks like it's a little high. The dream for 17 years. The dream is 17 years. I don't remember when I said that, but that's okay. Well, I can't do anything right now. I can leave you my email on here, and through my email, I can leave you my other email, and then we can start from there. But today I have 0 time other than being here right now, and then I won't be here today. I like to find my equations. I like to, what's with all this light? Where's all this light coming from? So hold on, let me see this. When you say you're not speaking, I really gave you no other plums, speaking soberly. Where do the equations come from? How do I create my equations? Then who am I? I do it for myself. I share it. I want to learn. I believe there's more, because for me, they tells me tons and tons of stories from the dartboard to the game of pool. In the darts, there's 20 areas, and there's doubles and there's triples, and then there's the center, the red and the green. The green is created from yellow and blue. The red has a value of 50. all zeros equal to 6. All zeros equal to 6. The letter O is the 15th letter. 1 plus 5 equals 6. The dot in the center, known as the 5 position, according to the calculator and etc. number pads, it is the 5 position for number 1, equaling to 6. There are 8 voided areas, but we need the pole that stands up where 1 owns. So again, back to 6. This is the only one that will ignite and empower 6, but it ignites and empowers through the E world, which is 3 and 4. That's the love of polarity, the 3 and the 4. When you play with 2 cubes, it becomes the 6 and the 8, and that is what creates the division of what I call the 7th gate, according to these cubes. Because on one side of the cube, we have 8. On the other side of the cube, we have 6, and they are on each side of the 7, and they are the closest. So the division of that 7th gate, the division between 6 and 8 is that 7th gate. So what is that happy number that will connect in 6 and inside 8? So that would be 7.5 both ways. 7.5 this way, 7.5 this way. The number to the moon is 57 or 75. The number to DC as well is number 75, because I look at 75 as 75%. So I put things in their own perspective so they can work out. And then I'll feed off of that. So yeah, and you have to understand that after being here for 16 years, and I've had a lot of things going on, I'm not going into to explain it, that I'm very, it's like, anyways, a little cautious, although phone calls are not so bad. Always a little nervous to speak to others. So what do you so let me get back to finishing off with this 888. So if you're still interested in understanding what goes on, is that in the gematria cycle, I have created a design that shows me 7 going up, 7 going up, 6 going up, then 7, then 6. Then in gematria, the M and the N, which are the 13th and the 14th letter, okay, are both number 1 and number 1. So I've created this hexagon life between 2 mountains, almost like a gem. And if you look at it, it's 3 and 3 that come together. They're divided by 1. So that's this. And the other thing, I'm not sure if you saw what I've done, is 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 by 8, 24. 2 and 4. 3 by 8, 24. 2 and 4 is 6. So it spells the word fox. The F is the 6th letter, the O is the 15th letter, the 24th letter is Y. But it's created, okay, so it's created this way. So when it's created this way, this speaks about this. So it gets really confusing, eh? There's 3 boxes here. This box ends here, the first box. The second box ends here, and the third box ends here. What I did is I connected 1 box in between, and then another box in between that, all overlapping. Although I have box 1, 3, and 5, box 2 and 4 overlap and bring the other boxes all together, in which it's 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. 2 areas of 3 equaling to 6, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals to 15. That is Mars. 1 and 5 equals to 6. In all the 6s are all the explanations of how it became 6. 1 and 5, 6. 2 and 4, 6. 3 and 3, 6. And all its inverted, or its love polarity to what it is. 6 and 2, 8. 5 and 3, 8. 4 and 4, 8. according to the cubic world from the moon. I just like to add that in. The moon, because this cube polarity 1 and 6, 1 minus 6, 5 and 7, the moon. And okay, we won't. So what happens here, okay, is that there are 1,440 minutes in a day. 360, 360, 360, and 360. We are going to come to this by what 8 is the heavens, 120, because it's 1. And if I get the calculation right, 1 1/4 overlap, which will turn into 90 and 90 because there's an overlap to it. And then it'll be overlapped again, if you just like I showed you in here. So anyways, let's not count that. And let's not count that 364 plus 1.25, Earth, Mars, Mercury. 51 Mars, 52 Earth, 103 Mercury. So anyways, we end up with this equation. So we end up with 24, 24, 24, and 24 in their same numeric. 96 is the rotation of one day. Now it takes a minimum of 3 days. So you'll have this, you'll have 3 times. And then you'll have it one more time in order to create a full standard death rotation. It's 3 times and then one more time for the complete polarity or love, bringing it together or pushing it apart. That's where the center of this cube comes in, or the center of basically anything. Let me see where else. So we have this. We have to do it 4 times. So when doing it 3 times, when doing it 3 times, so we do it again. I'm just trying to think. Trying to think. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is a day. Now we're going to do it 3 more days. So wow, how do I multiply the numbers? I'm going to do it 3 more days. So I need 24 and 24 and 24. And this is going to be 1080. 3 more days onto that. 24, 24, 24. Did I get that right? Wow, I'm even mixing myself up. Okay, is that your dream of 17 years or our dream? Let me go back. Oh no, I wasn't saying to you about impatient comments. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about that. No. Impatient. I won't put down nobody, nothing. I'm here to learn. If somebody can teach me or learn with me, hey, that's what I want to do. I want to untangle this whole thing, you know? And I'm tired after being here all 2.5 hours. I have to finish this equation. Anyways, let me make it a long story short. 8 times 3 equals to 24. That is my 360. Okay, for the 8. This is my standard cycle. My stand cycle is 12 and 12. And the reason it's a stand cycle is because I go first and second part of the day, S, T come together and D come together, and I just add the A into it. It's the divided day between 1 and 2. Divided day, 1 and 2. So then when I put the third inside of it, it becomes ST, ND, RD. When I put fourth inside of it, it becomes standard death, and it turns over. It turns over because the numbers turn over. 1 equals to 1. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. So inside of this, it's first, second, and third. When fourth comes in, when number 4 comes in, it becomes 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So we started over again. So I call it the polarity or the love connection or the alpha omega. And that's where I came into 4 is now 10. And I take out the dice cube and I put it on a 6, and I'll put it on a 4. And it tells me 4 and 6 are the separation, 10 and 4. Or if you can do 5 and 5. 5 and 5 is a separation of 22 ape. I like to say ape because in blackjack, it's monkey. And blackjack is 21 and stand on 17. So all stand on your butt. Q and U come together. 83, creation of the heavens, 3 by 8. The 120 degrees times 3 equals to 360 versus the 4 times 90 degrees equaling to 360. Also noting that 3 is a corner. So you will get a 3-color mix to where 2 will be on a side over here, and you'll get a 2-color mix. And the reason I mention that is because that's Rubik's Cube. So I put everything in their own perspective. So that is my difference between my 90 and my 60. And my 90, somebody asked me the other day, and I don't know the answer, but if you went for 100% and everything is point, I'm never going to look at 1 because 1 is only at the beginning. You need 10 to have the completion. So I use everything as base 10 or 1.0 if you want to look at it that way. 10 times 10 equals C, and 10 times 10 times 10 equals M. Roman numerals, 1,100. Third letter in the alphabet, the 13th letter, 1 plus 3 is 4. Right away, we've brought love together between the two worlds. 100, A, 10, B, 20, C, 30. So we stand on 60. When we add D4 as 40, we now have your 100%. So let's bring it down if we went into the inverted. And I don't know where I'm going with this yet. The inverted of creation, of the heart of the E world, right here, is this number over here. This is when you bring everything together. When you bring 7 and 3, 10, 1 and 9, 10, 4 and 6, you bring the whole star system together. So it creates 10, 20, 30, 40. So the maximum you can get is 40 in this. So we have to have more of these in order to create more of a situation. Anyways, I'm babbling on right now. I'm not happy anymore. I'm way off the subject. Let me bring it down really easy. Since number 4 is the last in creation, I will take 100 and I will minus 4 equals to 96. 6 in this position is in rotation. 6 is what surrounds the one area. There's 8, but there's a pole. So it's 6 that surrounds the one area. You always have to have that space open. You need that. How can I explain this? Anyways, you get to 90 equals 96. 96 equals to 90. Your rotation is here. Here's your 9. And let me do it nicer. I'm rushing for absolutely no reason. Here's my 9, and here's my 6, and that's the percentage sign. But when I further the skeleton, we have a going in this way, and then we have another entry this way, and then in between we have them connected to the 6-point star. And then we're just going to finalize this design this way. And I like to call this the delta design. I like to call it the delta design because I created off of this. And this comes from that. Where does it come from that? The numbers, I'm all over the place. This is a smorgasbord today. I haven't been on in a week, although I made a few videos. So in numbers, 8, 11, 10, and 13 come together. They're the only blacks that come together in roulette and create this design. So this design, okay, showed me to do that. That's what this design showed me to do. 19 and 23. In which that number comes together. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Tons and tons of things. I just opened up so many cans of worms and I had nothing to do. Let's go to 4 different worlds coming together on one track. And don't forget, this is only one cell. I have to continue these cells all over the place. If we were anywhere situated somewhere, this place we would be situated would be right here. This is where we are. The fox, the sun, the fox, and all the sun is all around, and we're right over here. We're between what everybody thinks is 180, but because of the area size here, I'm not sure what that size is. Call it 10 if you want. So 180 goes from, let's say, 175 to 185. We start at 186. Let's say we lose that. This is our house. We all connect here. What is the number that goes here? What is the basic number that goes here? 1. Let's call it 5. 5, 4, 4, 2, 2. So we're going to go 252, 454. Just because I just want to reflect everything. I don't want to use higher numbers. I just want to use the basic numbers. So actually, I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that for this equation. Shouldn't be doing that. No, 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 no. No, I'm going to start with 1. So I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up and down, I'm not really sure what I should do. Let's go 1, 2. See, because up and down is usually 1, 4, 7, 1, 1, 4, 7, 1. So should I be running with these numbers? I don't know. I'm running with these numbers. I'm just trying to see if I can explain why I'm running with these numbers. Yeah, because I want to eliminate them. I want to eliminate them here. I only want to work with 2, 5, and 6, 3. I want to eliminate these numbers over here in this equation. But let's forget about this. I think I should just end this video on something that's a little bit different. Let me see where I'm going to go with this. Two squares come together. I create 6 and 9 from the 2 squares on each side, and it ends up with this. Just by creating 6 and 9 in all directions, I end up with this. And an area space for separation.
Yeah, I really feel like I'm just like not getting anywhere today. I don't know why. Just like falling asleep at the wheel. Maybe a 15-minute video about something strategic would be a lot easier. The difference between 1 and 4. There's a difference between 1 and 4. There's two differences. Here there is one block with 4 connecting corners. Each corner valued at 8. 4 times 8 equals to 32, plus the block value itself, the 1 by 35 equals to 35. The block value gets a 67 value to it. Block value 8, 8, 8, and 8. And you need to use 5 tokens or 5 pieces to connect them together. This is the way roulette would be played. All the corners are valued at that. In this scenario, what you see as 4 corners is actually 9 dots. So here there's 9 dots, and here there's 4 dots and 1 space. And here there's 9 dots and 4 spaces. So when it comes to tic-tac-toe, you now have your 4 spaces on the inside, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2. You have 8 and 2 cycle of the moon all on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the purple ball and pull, 4 and 12. So you have 12 on the outside, 4 on the inside. How sweet it is. And that'll create your 9 spots. Pi. Pi is a division. And to reenact and put pi back into its category, multiply all its numbers by 3, and then multiply all its numbers by 4, and then find the center of that to understand pi, or to put pi back in perspective. But if you really want to see the basics of 3.14159265, the 14 and 15 creates the letter N and O, which creates the 9 and 2, which creates the 6 and 5, 1 and 4, 5, 1 and 5, 6, 14 and 15, 29. This is pi. But why I started this conversation is 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 1, 3. 3 by 4. 3 times 4, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 5, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 3 times 9, 27. 2 and 7 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 by 6 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So this is what pi looks like. Now, if you want to make pi perfect or a little bit more understandable information, I use the format that I was given, going from point. Now, you can do a lot of things with that point. I can put 4 of these. Let's not get into Sudoku, right? If I get into Sudoku, we're going to start to have more of a game. So I'm going to get into this as there's 2 ways to do this. Take that 9 and put it in the center. In one scenario, I'm going to go on the basic and not count anything in the front. I'm only going to count 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6. And this is what the beginning of pi will look like. 21. I'm going to go back to this one here. 15, 12, 18, 18, 18, 21, 09. Looks like a UFO to me. $48, $63, 48 and 36 is 84. Here's 84, and here is 84. 168 hours in a week. 78 is the gateway of the half-life. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6. Remember, when you multiply, you're cutting an area into 4. When you add, you're putting a wall between 4 and not separating anything but the wall, so I have to understand that math. When you're adding, you automatically show 4 areas. When you're multiplying, you are showing that you broke one area up into 4. So this will be 22, this will be 33, because in its next dimension, that area is going to be found right over here. And when you split this area up, you might create a 4-area divide in the center, but the corners become half worlds. And if I create my worlds from the center, I'm creating the half worlds. Anyways, I'm going to do one more little piece, and then I'm going to Right. Science takes a lot of time. Science takes... And I thank you, Wesley and Mighty Messer. Let's go. There was one thing I wanted to get into, is this one here. This is the basic of re-understanding my numbers. And I can shift all these numbers. I can shift anything. Let's say you want to do the world of 4. Let's do the world of 4 just for the fun of it. Because 3 is always the same, you know, standard. So we're going to do the world of 4. Let's see what happens. So we have 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, and 9. That's the world of 4. And then when I get to the next line, okay, it's going to be 4, 8, 3. So this is the reason for 12 is we remove this one, and now we have it over here. What was first is now last, and then it'll be second. It just keeps moving over. But when it moves over in this position over here, it becomes, this would, let's say the first one would be red. This one over here will be black. Roulette changes, the number 1 only becomes red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black constantly. And it's every third one, 3 and then 1, 3 and then 1. 3 areas and then 1, 3 and then 1. So it's running the cycle. Everything is 3 and 1, and then there's the 5 cycle. There's just so many cycles, because when this ends, you have the 5 cycle, and it's funny that the 5 dot happens to be in the center over here. Once you get to the 5th cycle, the number, right? You skip over the 5th cycle, and then it becomes 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 3, right? You have 5 minus 1, but you have 5 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 5 plus 3. And then everything gets inverted at 5 plus 4. And if you minus it, that's what you actually have. So it's the same thing, inverted your alphabet. What was I going to do with this? There was a reason why I created this equation, and now I don't remember. But this is the house of 4, where everything goes into. Now, if we wanted to duplicate that house, no, we're going to go back to Venus, because it's Venus that creates it. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. So what happens inside here is inside of here, okay, in between here and here, 3 is ignited. In between here and here is 5, 6, and 7 is united, which equals to 18. 5 and 6, 11 equals to 18 is ignited. In between here and here is going to be between 6 is going to get ignited in between here. In between here and here, this is 96. It's going to be in rotation of Jupiter, Saturn. But I'm just trying to think 1 and 5. Okay. This is okay. 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Our vibration is right over here in between these two, in between Jupiter and Saturn. And then between What is Saturn is number 64. 6 and 4 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. That's what I'm getting to. 3 plus 2 equals to 5. So I did this. I shouldn't have done this. Okay, but I'm going to work in the house of 4. Okay, when everything gets complete, because Venus, okay, Venus towards the east and Venus towards the west. What it is it's the, let's use number 3. Inside here, above and below. There's so many things going on. There's so many things going on. Anyways, in between 4 and 8, okay, is going to be number 6. In between 3 and 8 is 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4, 5, 6. So that's 22. So that's going to be 4. And then inside here, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be 18. Is going to be 9. In between here is 3, 4, 5. Is going to be 12. Is going to be 3. In between over here, between 6 and 1, that is a different story. I'm not really sure what to do with that, but that's just an equation, and this is what I'm trying to get to. Another piece I want to get to is if I need to connect numbers, I will connect 4 with 6 on the outside of its area, crossing through and blanking out and using as availability of area space to connect this number. To connect, that was wrong. That was wrong. I'll do it here. I will connect 1 with 6 and 1 with 6, but I need to stay on the outside. Let's count that as 7 days. Then we'll do it again, but this time 4 and 9. Upper level 1 and 6, lower level 4 and 9. And outside of number 4, over to 9, and now we connect the final box. Do you see the how can I see it? You can see it almost like going in. Now I'll have to create another one of these on this side. Where do I get this? I'm just following the instructions. 1 and 6, 7. 5, you see 1 and 6 is 7. So I'm just doing with the dice cube on the calculator. And then 4 and 9. So how do I get 4 and 9, 13? Well, 1 and 3 comes together is 4. And 6 and 4 comes together is 10. So where did I get that from? Where did I get the 4 and 9 from 13? I'm just trying to remember. 4 and 9 is 13. 4 and 9 is 13. 1 and 6. Okay, right. 6 and 4 is 10. That's right. Okay. 1 and 6 is 7. And 4 and 6 is 7. So now I go 4 and 9 is 13. 6 and 7 is 13. Right. The separation is 7. The separation between 1 and 6 and 4. And hold on a second. Oh, my God. Wow. I am sleeping at the wheel. I can't give for whatever reason. 9 and 4 is 13. That is your greatest gap. This is your greatest gap on the cube. Okay. And this is your great. I've got to go to sleep. That's it. I got to stop. I can't even think. I can't put 2 words together. Can't put 2 words together. Wow. Wow. God time, good time. Well, GD is the letters 7 and 4, right? G and D. Let me try and shut out some of this light. Maybe if I just take a 2-second break, replenish my hot water. The Mayan cycle. The Mayan cycle. Where's my
Does this look like a day to you? I'm looking for the Mayan. I don't know. I have a few pictures. I'm just trying to look for the. Can't find it. Well, anyways, inside the Mayan cycle, I have to look for it. Yeah, I'm coming here not ready, not programmed, nothing. I'm looking for something on the. It's 13 days and 7. It's 13 and 7. 13 and 7. I'm trying to look up what it is. Let me just get my asking. Let me see if I got it here. Wow, this is really, really small. Let me see if I got the right size. No, I can't. Let me see if I got it on file. Just 1 second. Slow like molasses. Slow like molasses. Brand, comment, settings. No. Brand. Oh, brand. Oh, add overlay. Let me look for. I'm looking one picture in particular to show, but I can't find it. Okay, maybe this one. There's just. Just print that so I can get rid of it after. It's just, I've never finished what's going on in this piece. This piece over here is, I call it the Gematria 7th gate. And this is what happens when you put these together. But usually I'll put them closer together. And you can notice that going from east to west, okay, there is a double separation, and going north to south is a single separation. The double representation is Mars, where things can get split apart in the center. And the 7th gate is where the center is separated from the rest. And they all have to be broken up into 90-degree quadrants. And then when you bring 4 of them reverted together, you can see a square form from it. Oh, boy. I think this was the dartboard. And through the dartboard, we can see, forget about what numbers are on the dartboard, because 20 is going to be switched to 2. And if you notice, it's 2 versus 3 versus 6 and 11. Do you see the numbers on the dartboard? I think that's what they are. So the numbers for Christ are in the bottom left-hand corner under 19, 7, 16, and 8. So this is the dartboard scenario. and different ways to connect the reason for the letter M, the reason for the W, and I cannot say what the reason is. I can't see it right now. The 12 and the 13, the male and the female, a lunation triangle, not something I created, but I'm showing off. And that's it for here. Let me see the 3 comments. Hello to all cats, Angel. Meow. 1088. That is perfect, Messer. What piece did I work on? 10 is a representation of 8. We all know that, right?
Ten. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is our total of 8. Now my question is here's our dividing line, right? Here's our dividing line, or is there any other way to create that dividing line? See the dividing line going this way? If I did this, okay, I'm not showing you the full size. This is the first time you'll ever see the minus sign created by the lines. The netting to the world, right over here, all the cells. Here's where 10 equals to 8. Now, what do I do with these dots? How am I going to connect? Should I just continue on and create boom, 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 boom? And now I have 1, 2, I have 1, 2, 3, full 4 areas, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 areas in which I'm going to use to reconnect another system. And then inside this reality over here, it's B that connects A and C. And then the same thing over here, where everything shows up. The square is where everything shows up halfway between. But anyways, I'm going nowhere with this, nowhere with that. 8, we're going to go by 8s. 8, 16, 24, 32. That means anything. 24 is here. Anything between, any number 2 between here is part of the area, part of the in-between, part of the in-between over here, which is number 36. So we'll go 35, 36, 35. 8, 9, 8. Between over here, it's 40, 44. So we'll go 43, 44, 43. 7, 8, 7. Gate to the heaven. Over here, between 56 and 60. See, over here, I did not double up. I doubled up. No, I didn't double up in this one over here. I'm just continue on singularity. If you do double up on these, okay, it'll be 8, 16, right? See, the first one's a double up. And now with the next one is only a third. And then the next one is only a quarter. So when you see number 32, we're now going to count it as a quarter. But when you're looking at a quarter, that's 25%. So 1 quarter will equal 5 and 4, 9 in the equation. 25% will equal to 10 and 7 equals to 17Q. And this one will be 9I. Is the primary creation of the understanding of these numbers. And a quarter, right? Number 14 and number 12. 1 quarter and 1/2. I don't like that I write all over the place. Anyways, let me get on to this 8, 16, 32, 64, and that's where it stops. And it stops there because it told me to stop there. It told me that the polarity or the love between 64 is in 32. Look at that, right? It's not the same as the dice cube. In the dice cube, your 1 is inverted to the highest number, but on the cube, its 2 is inverted to 4, which inverts to 8, which inverts in a reduction of numbers, because once you get to 8, your next number is 7. 1 and 6 is 7. When you get to your next number, it becomes 5. When you get to your next number, it becomes 5, and then it becomes 1. So it goes from 5 to 1, 8 to 7 to 5 to 1. Did I get that? 8, 7, 5, 1. So I'm going to have a number in between over here, and I'm going to go 8, 7, 5, 1. And that's the way I'm going to create this cube. 8, 7, 5, 1, 8, 7, 5, 1. But there were 6 sides, right? Did I get something wrong? Oh, I skipped over number 2. Time for bed, eh? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. In the house of 2, in the 5 position, 10 occupies. In the house of 7, in the 5 position, 3 occupies. Pluto occupies on the high note. What is the invert of 2 in the void? It is 7. Why is 2 invert of void 7? Because there are 7 empty spaces with this 2. If there's 7 empty spaces with the 2, then my beginning will be 2 dot 7 void. 7, 5, 3. 7, 5, 3. Oh, and this equation over here, I was doing a double up, so I shouldn't be doing the double up. But this will be 7, 5, 3, because by doing the double up, you'll see everything else that's in between by just going 7, 14 and doubling up instead of just adding on and spreading the houses out, right? But by doubling up, you can see 7, 14, 21, 28. Your house split is in between here and here, and your first split is right here. So that'll be 175 will be that split. And I'm going to have to build up my numbers for it to say 375 in between here. And where will that say 375? I don't know. But anyways, the reason for that is because it's 0.75, 1.75, and 2.75, and it stops. Everything else is inverted or inside of it somewhere, but it stops. Sorry, at 4.75, and then it gets inverted to the other side, so it doesn't stop. It's part of, but it's the standard creation, the ABC creation. Okay, Mr. Messer, I missed. Oh my God, let me go back. $38.48. I like when separations of 10. $57.88. But this is the next year, or in this Hebrew New Year of 5783. Okay, communication, 5321, the cube, coming into the cube. Easier to say what it is here. It is the year of DC. It is the year of the gateway, of the creation of the gateway. The 20th and the 23 come together for 43. That's what represents that. Hot, cold, red, blue, boy, girl, purple, Jesus, Christ, energy, matter. Next year, the spirit, the church, everything pops up at the end, this new Hebrew cycle, which actually the cycle ended at the celebration of the year 5775 was the actual end of the DC cycle. And this is what, it takes time to build, right? So this is the end of the cycle, ends here from the beginning, but the beginning counted for nothing because they were only building. So you have to add on another 7 years. Actually, it's 3 years and 1 year and 1 year and 3 years, bringing us to what year? 3 and 1 and 3 is 7, and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3, in which you do not need, I think, to have the final 3rd year because you are not going standard, you are just stand, and stand is AB. So you only need half a cycle, half a full cycle of rotation, which is 2. And remember that 1 cycle in rotation is inside of 3, which is inside the rotation of 4. In which numbers
rotate at 10. The beginning and the end of all that is in between is 10, in which in between there are only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are only 8, in which 9 plays a role inside in the 5 positions. So now there's only 7, but don't count the center position, so there are only 6. Oh my God. Six is standard. 30 is creation. The 90 seconds on the clock plus the running of the clock is your life. That is the 6. $38.02 can also look like 2024 in a different context, or 2035. Sorry, complete counting. $31.72. Rotation, Jesus, matter, gateway and birth. 6 missing. Well, they eliminate. The 6 is eliminated. It's part of our standard life, and which is 40 seconds. We're running life at 40 seconds. Yeah, that's it. 40 seconds. That's what Mars says. When you write the word her, I want to separate the R from the HE. I like to call it the arrow to the heart, because H, the letter H, is a silent letter. And if you say H with ER, it'll say, to me, H'er, teacher, archer. 78. 78 is the gateway. It comes from Q, created from 52 and 98. 3148, 14, the sun through Venus. I move my, like if I'm looking at number 3148, I might go 3148 and then I'll go 413, or I'll put another 8 there because 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. So that'll tell me about the gateway. If I go 888 till 24, it'll tell me who in the gateway. It is 6. If I go 4 by 8 at 32, that'll be the E worlds. And now I've done my cycle of 8. And 314 is the AC/DC sun cycle of man and the moon. 14 is sun, DNA, and 13 is man. It is noted to be created DC. It is 13. It is the 13 cycles of the moon, man equaling to 28, plus the 20th century, or number 20, that brings the second pyramid together, because it's 13.5. The center of the two pyramids, although they're 77, which is Christ, matter, the average is 13.5, which is the sun. It's the letter M and the letter E coming together, Mars and Earth. They might be, okay, year 0 and year 1. Yeah, year 0 to year 1, they count it. They count it into 0 and they count it out of 0, 0 being an area space. So is there in any way to change the 0 to a 6? What happens when we change the 0 to a 6? When we come to the year 2000, boom, it's 2006. So we've lost 6 years every time there's a 0. Hebrew 5783, yeah. How can I want to be able to, I want to just, wow, I can't, I want to try and cut and paste something, but I can't. So I'm going to, hold on a second. I'm going to, okay. Let me put this down here. Whoa. 5783. 5783. Dysphoria. Perel Ultraform Hand Wash. 5783. Dysphoria. Spell 5783. I'm looking for it online, so 5783. Let's do it a different way. Let's do it in what do you call it? 5,000. Okay, let's see. These are the basic numbers I have for it. $57.83. 5 is worth 42. 1,000 is 102. It also represents Valentine. It also represents Valentine. 162 comes into the 1,000, now representing the moon. 7 representing the student, and Eve, starting with an S in the spirit of man, because S is created from number 13. And don't forget, I think we should be working down the scale. S, 19th letter, go to 100, add 81, but add 91 to create a perfect 1010 to the letter S. Add 45 to 7 to create a perfect 1010 world. So 45 is the fox pass into the sun. Actually, it's the fox pass, 666, full of love. 100 equals to energy and Jesus in the word 100. Inside red, inside 1,000 is DNA. OU is location between 15 and 21, and I have a mathematical equation for that 15 and 21. Don't remember where it is. Venus, in the house of Venus. 1 and 6, these two come together. 8 and 9 come together. They come together because the Mayans have it in their calendar of creation. 1 and 1 come together over here. Both the 7th gates are over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 4, 1. Okay, I completed cycle 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Another completed cycle. I'm not getting into that. The Monopoly board in design were the train tracks. Okay, in today's day and age, the trains own both sides of the track. Therefore, they own the complete center of the Monopoly board, which is if it was a dartboard, okay, it would be center 50 and 25 owning 75, DC owning the moon and anything that goes on in the moon. And what's left over in the board, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 36 and 36. And in these two areas, there's a total of 169, 168. I keep making it dirty. Minus 72 equals 98. 98, 160, 17, no, is 88. 88, 160, 88. I'm just trying to think. 88, 88, 88. So 44, 44 is 88, and 72 is 160.
And this area over here is 9. So 88, we are now bringing Pegasus together. This will create our 4 by 20. 8 by 8, 64, 8 plus 8, 16, and that is your 80. That will create your divided gate right over here between this area and this area. So I'm going to have to understand the rest of the dividing gate. So the dividing gate will be 36 here and 36 here, and there's a total of 1440. And the rest of this board, or 144 point, leaves us with 24 plus 1 left over to running the operations where the trains are. Let me see if I got this right. 30, 36, 36, 36, and 36. We will now have to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you notice the way it overlaps, right? The areas, this comes into here. 3, 6, 9, 12. There's 18. 18. 18. And 18. That's a total of 72 plus 9 equals to 81 Venus. Plus, there's got to be something wrong here. I think my design is too big. That's my problem with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, my design is wrong. My design is wrong. My design is wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's 25. 25. 25. And 25. Should I remove one side of the track? Okay, I will end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 1, 6. That's 13, right? Be 38. Okay, anyways, we're going to work on this. Let's see what this is. 3, 6, 9. So we have 100. Now, something, I am so off with my numbers today. I have 100. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, it's 15, not 18. It's 15 and 25. Wow. 15 and 25. Wow. 15 and 25. 15 is Mars. 25 is Earth's heart. But this is only one part of it. And remember what 20 is. 20 works in hockey. When you get 20 on your calculator, okay, 1937. Is that 20? 1937 is 20. How many times do you go through 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 20. 4 times through 5 is 20. Now it's how you get through 5. Don't want to discuss it. 125. This is Earth, Mars. Earth and Mars create Mercury, or Mercury divides to create Earth and Mars, or part of Mercury and Earth and Mars. So now we have 160 by 4 times 25, 4 times 15, and 1 times 9 that connects them all together. And if we don't want to chop up the center and we want to understand how the diagonal works, right? And they show the sword in the deck of cards on how the sword divides. So we're going to understand this division. So Earth would now be in this triangle. And if you notice, okay, whether you want to look at the letter W or inside this division over here, becomes the letter B, showing the dividing line. So the two come together as well. If you want to look at it another way, we can. Okay, so that's the Monopoly board. And just a short note is that the corners are square. So they need a minimum of 4. So the 4 corners will have 16 squares, and in between are 9 properties. So that's going to be 18 by 4 is 72, and 16 will be 88 to the outside. Again, Pegasus. Again, purple, because purple is also 88, and that'll be created by red and blue, and so on and so forth. And 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I think I've overdone my stay, and I lost myself a little bit at some point, and not happy about that. 5782, the end of the numeric cycle. 27 alphabet between 1 and 27 creates the 28. What creates the 28? What creates numbers? What creates numbers? What number do you want to create? 5782. So if you want to go backwards, we're going to go 78, 41. 2 times 7, 2 times 8, 2 times 4, 2 times 1. And now we're going to go 8, 4, 2, 5. And now we're going to go 4, 2, 1, 7, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 8. We're going to go 1, 5, 7, 4. Mars, Jesus, and the moon, the cube, and Mars, the gateway, Q, standing on Q. This is basic. This will run into Mars. This will run into the gateway. Earth and Pluto. The gateway, Pluto, do you want to go the DNA into the cycle? So this one will be 5782. 5782 1574 2158 4217 8425 78415 1 2 3 4 5 6. Really? Took 7 of them? Usually it takes more than that. 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 7 is 14, 8 and 8 is 16, 2 and 2 is 4. 1 and 1 is 2, 5 and 5 is 10, 7 and 7 is 5, 4 and 8. 2, 1, 5, 4, 8, 4, 2, 5, 7, 8, 4, 1, 5. Yeah, that's the complete cycle. So the other side of the cycle, of this cycle, will be 1, 5, 7, 4. And then we're going to go 2, 1, 5, 8. So what I do is I'll take out this area over here and work with this area over here. Did I get that right? No. This area, okay. So now I'm building up 8, 7, 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 and 2 becomes 1. 8 and 8, 4 and 4, 4 and 4. So this number is all the way down here. So I have to bring this, I have to find a center. So I have 2, 1, 8, I have 4, 2, 1, 7, 8, 4, 2, 5. So here's 8, 4, 2, 5. The original number is right over here. So I have to go, here's, let's say we start A, then we go B, B, C, C, D, D. So C, so we have C and E that come together. Where is my happy medium when these two come together? So let me go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just trying to see where they come together. It should be 3 back, 4 back, and 4 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the original. 1 back, 2 back. 1, 2, 3. It took me 4 up to get here. It took me 2 back to 4 up. 7, 8, 1, 4. 7, 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 4 and 4 is 8. 2 and 2 is 4. 5 and 4 is 1. 7, 8, 4, 1. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7. So what was next to it over here? And this will be 5, 7, 8, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 and 5 in between that cycle. Usually it's more than that because the cycle of most numbers, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it'll take 10 to get back to the next cycle, or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 difference to what is the beginning and out of the beginning at the end. But here there's not. Does it make any sense? 5783. $57.83. And what did you get? What am I looking at? 322. Why is it not saying 322 here? How did you get that? Oh, 5783. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. 5783. 5783. 5783. What's my mistake? 42, 65. 5783. 42, 65, 49, 56. 7 and 9, 16, 22, and 2, 6, 12, and 9, 212. How did you get 322? What am I missing? What am I missing? 104 full reduction, communication and creation, the widest gap. I'm trying to, how did you get that? Can you help me out? The word Hebrew 5783 equals 8527. That is an anagram of 5782. 85 represents the silver matrix. So I always like to look at that as being in the Venus world. Wow. I'm tired. And I didn't even get to do anything that I was aiming at. There's so many ways to even add numbers. If you want to get, again, 5782. So let's take a number 3621, and we want to get the 5782. So I'll be missing 2161. And it doesn't matter to me. See, if this number was a 9 and this number was an 8, I'm going to go 3, 2, 6, 1. I'm going to go the closest to be able to get to that number in order to create, to see my alternative reality of the number, or an alternative reality of the number. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. This was such a mixed up video. I don't know where I went, but wherever I went, I must have scrambled some illusion inside my mind. Thank you for watching this video.